Hi guys, in this video I wanna introduce you to a phone with special features and a reasonable price. And together let's take a look at the details of this phone. So without wasting time, let's move on to the Honor X9b. First of all, let's start with the unique design of this phone, which when placed next to its competitor, the Samsung A54, we see a very big difference. The back frame is made of synthetic leather and the cameras are arranged in a circular shape with 3 lenses and the flash, and it has a slight protrusion, but because it's in the center of the phone, it stays stable when the phone is placed on a flat surface. The edges of the back frame are pulled inward, which has made the phone slim and comfortable to hold. The device frame initially appears to be aluminum, but it's actually made of plastic and has a beautiful and attractive design. At the bottom of the phone, we have a USB-C port, SIM card slot, a speaker, and a microphone. On the right side of the phone, we have a volume and power buttons that are very thin and feel very good to use. At the top of the phone, we only have a microphone and nothing on the left side. The curved display is really large compared to its predecessor A54. Also, the curved display may have some problems like not sticking labels correctly. It does have a screen protector on it, but the point is that the display of this phone is very strong and you can rest easy in this section. You can see the selfie camera at the top of the display. This phone has IP53 and generally in the design section, it's really good and feels good with beauty. Now let's move on to the display section. As we mentioned before, we have a curved display. The display panel is AMOLED Full HD Plus with a billion colors and supports a 120Hz refresh rate, and the size of the screen is 6.78 inches, which is considered a large display. But the point in the display section is that the brightness level is normal and other parts of the display perform better than their price range. The curved parts of the screen are not touch sensitive, meaning if your hand accidentally touches that area, the phone won't register it. We have color and brightness personalization features in the settings section. There is a video enhance feature that can enhance the quality of videos, for example when watching videos on YouTube, and finally this display with high quality and various features will definitely attract you towards itself. Now let's move on to the next section, the battery of this phone, which is extremely excellent. This device has a 5800 mAh battery that can easily hold its charge for a full day, but it also depends on your usage. For example, if you want to play Call of Duty Mobile for 4 to 5 hours, it will last and it's really good. But the interesting point here is that this amount of battery is placed in a thin phone, which is really a good feature. There is a 35-watt charger adapter in the box that can fully charge the phone in 1 hour and 15 minutes. But the fact that the charger is in the box is a positive point compared to Samsung phones that don't have it. But not against Xiaomi phones, because they also have chargers in their boxes. Now let's move on to the cameras. We have a main 108 megapixel lens that captures good and beautiful photos in daylight and medium light environments. But there are some problems in photos. First of all, it has a little problem in white balance, and the next problem is in dark and shadow parts of the photos. Colors change a bit and this lens cannot accurately capture dark parts, and overall, the dynamic range could have been better. And the next point is that this phone doesn't have a telephoto sensor, but in the camera settings, it gives you a 3x zoom that combines photos with AI and ultimately gives you better quality. But if you take a normal photo and zoom in, the quality will decrease, so be careful to choose the right option when taking photos. Portrait photos could have been better. It works well in subject separation from the background, but the problem here is that it has a bit of difficulty in capturing light and could have captured colors better. Photos in low light are also good as long as night mode is active. When you take photos at night, there is a lot of noise in the image and it's not very satisfying. But with night mode, it captures good and acceptable photos. We have a 2 megapixel micro lens which is average, and personally I can't rely on it much. But it also doesn't take bad photos. The light and colors are good, but it could have been better. The 5 megapixel ultra wide lens also captures light and colors at an average level and could have been better, but generally it's acceptable. In the video recording section, you can have videos in 4K resolution at 30 FPS, but unfortunately due to the lack of optical stabilizer, it has a problem in detection low light, and this affects the video recording at an average level. The 16 megapixel selfie sensor really takes good and acceptable image normally, but again in portrait mode, we have a weak light detection and dynamic range. Overall, this device has normal cameras and there are better options in this price range. And if the camera of the phone is important to you, I don't recommend this phone to you, but apart from the camera, it really performs excellently in areas like display and battery. Now let's move on to the next exciting section, which is the phone's hardware. We have a Snapdragon 6 Gen 1 chipset on this phone. You can have 12GB of RAM And also the phone can give you up to 8GB of additional RAM, and you can take advantage of 20GB of RAM feature. And the point is that the 12GB RAM is of the LPDDR5 type, which has a very high speed, so you will have a smooth user interface, and in the gaming area, you can run Call of Duty Mobile with high graphics and max frame rate. Guys, if you enjoyed this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. The cooling system really works well. It doesn't put pressure on the processor and easily runs games with high graphics, but in some games that have 120 frames, it limits the frame rate to 60. This means limiting the processor. But generally, the chipset works excellently and runs most graphics games smoothly. And the GPU of the device is Adreno 710, which we know is a very powerful graphics processor. The user interface of this phone is Android 13, Magic UI 7.2, which puts you in a world of personalization. For example, you can widgetize icons, change the size of folders, use the sidebar for multitasking more easily. There are many options for always-on display, and overall, it provides you with a variety of personalization features that all of these help in having an attractive user interface. There is no news of stereo speakers, but we have good sound quality and also the volume level is satisfying. Overall, this Honor X9b is a different phone with a special and beautiful design, and an incredibly attractive and smooth user interface, and also excellent hardware with a large battery capacity and relatively fast charging. And in the camera section, it performs normally. Well guys, it's the end of the video and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment and share this video with your friends, but don't forget to subscribe.